I guess this was inspired by sort of, well, it's the weather, I guess. You know, sympathetic evolution means many things to me, but mostly it's, you know, just expressing things within the context of your day, I guess, or your life. In this case, you know, I often fold these triangles and reduce the size in order for them to fit. And I left the excess there. I didn't cut it off because the silk is so thin it doesn't matter. And then I actually kind of pulled it out of shape, and I wanted it to be a little wind-blown, but I like the whole way that that the sense of movement just sort of freed up the patchwork. It's as if it just sort of is going to float away or something. And now I have a little, you know, from stretching, I have a little extra fabric there, so I'm actually just going to encourage that ridge there, so I can get a little fold in there that even helps the what is liquid quality of the silk. And so this one is, you know, not really pieced. This was folded down and just sort of like an applique edge here, and then it was pulled out of shape, and then this one was just sort of placed down. So I mean, to me it's still patchwork, but this is a much freer form of that, where you just can play with some, in this case, dyed patches, and place them wherever you want them, and then kind of, I think the stitching itself will connect them in some way. It's just a, you know, a piece of long cloth here. I always have those around because I work with them a lot. So I'm going to keep stitching here, and just, oh, let me say too, the way I basted this here, you can see the little dots, but I call this sympathetic basting. This is when you know, use your invisible glue stitching to tack it down, but you do that in sympathy with the design, so that, you know, if, especially on silk, these little dots tend to show. And if that concerns you or whatever, you know, to do it along the edge of the design kind of tacks the thing down, but it gives you the option later of figuring out how you're going to handle the areas. And your little marks are in sympathy with the edge, and that does two things. It keeps the design intact without a lot of busyness, and also it defines the edge in a kind of very nice way, I think. I like how the color here is also in sympathy. So there you go. It's a sympathetic sort of day.